Farm-now tilapia has also become an affordable and desired quality food that low and medium income people consume. In recent years, the pond systems used to farm the fish have become more intensively managed. And as an outcome of this and the higher yields produced, maintaining the health of the tilapia has become more challenging. The British Council New Institutional Link project, awarded to the Institute at Stirling and Capital State University, set out to jointly build capacity to this end among local organisations and the farmers themselves. The two-year project aimed to build enduring links between the researchers in both universities that can be built on through follow-on activities and research projects. As a country where aquaculture is having such significant societal impacts, it's been relatively straightforward to make a case that Egypt requires and deserves further support to develop aquaculture, particularly as the tilapia produced appears to benefit so many lower-income people. We're continuing to identify opportunities to work together in the months and years to come.
Behavioural prophylaxis in the context of this project arose from a series of scientific studies we've been doing for, I would suggest, the last 10 years, where we've been able to show that fish get a fever, and the fever in those fish allows them to more effectively combat disease. Now, in human beings, many of us, most of us have had fever, and we're all aware that our body increases temperature, which is known as the fever, which can be used to combat the disease. In fish, however, they do not have the capability to increase their own body temperature. Therefore, they move through the environment and choose warmer temperatures. In the context of Egypt, what we did here is we chose the ponds, and then we modified ponds with collaboration with our Egyptian collaborators and farmers, and we looked at how to modify these ponds to create thermal gradients. In this case then, the aim of the project was to provide a thermal choice to those fish where they could induce behavioural fever and more effectively combat disease within the fish farming environment. This was done both in ponds and also within the laboratory.
This is the tropical facility of the Institute of Aquaculture. We have different tropical species in here. We have mainly tilapias and different strains of tilapia. We also have other fish like catfish or zebrafish. Here we have the gradient tank. The gradient tank is a gradient that we can have where we can have different temperatures. So the gradient tank has different compartments. Each of the compartments is at a different temperature, from cool temperature to a hotter temperature, and the animals are placed in the gradient tank and they can choose the temperature where they want to be. This is the basis of the studies we are doing on behavioral fever.
In the first part of this project, we have conducted a systematic survey in which we have visited 120 farms, collecting data for health management practices to see the impact of different practices on fish health and performance. We also conducted participatory workshops with farmers, workers and other stakeholders to discuss the findings of the survey with them.
Of the 119 farms we surveyed, over 60% of them were leased, 40% were owned. The leased farms performed significantly better in terms of survival rates. We compared 2010 and 2015 in farmers' performance and management practices, and found that the farmers in 2010 stocked at significantly lower densities their ponds, and also had higher on average yields. Overall, our baseline survey was very instructive in informing us for the future in terms of our trials and future research carried out to help fish farmers in Egypt.
احنا النهارده في نموذج لمزرعه من المزارع اللي تم فيها التعديل. المزرعه الحجم بتاعها الكلي 10 فدان. احنا اقتطعنا منها 7 فدادين عشان نعمل التجربه، اللي عباره عن 3 احواض. عندنا حوض كنترول ما فيش اي تعديل خالص، وعندنا الحوض الثاني في جسر ميت، وعندنا الحوض الثالث فيه مصطبة، ولمدة موسم كامل بنراقب جودة المية وأثر التعديلات دي على جودة المية والنمو والمناعة متمثلة في النفوق. والحمد لله النتائج كانت إيجابية بشكل كويس جدا في عوامل النمو وإلى حد ما جيد في عوامل المناعة ونفوق الأسماك والتحكم فيها في المزرعة وفي الأحواض اللي تم فيها التعديل.
الحوض الكنترول طبعا كان أقل من الأحواض اللي فيها المصاطب. الأحواض المصاطب بتزيد حوالي من طن لطن ونص. لما السمك بدأ يحصل فيه نفوق كان فعلا برضه بيجي على المصاطب. التجربة محتاجة شغل كتير لسه، لأن الفاقد برضه لازال كتير.
I'm looking at the growth monitoring work and the project ponds, looking at the control ponds and modified ponds to see how growth differs between the two. We're trying to develop a composite indicator that allows us to assess how the health and welfare of the fish in each farm, and to try to develop a tool that farmers can use to quickly assess the welfare of the fish in their farms.
The role that World Fish had in this project, which is a project that is collaborative with Sterling University and also the Kafr Sheikh University, was that we are the ones who are actually administering the field experiments. So we had our staff that were going to the field to collect information, to do the experiments, to measure water quality issues, to be able to see, how fish move in different waters, to look at how the performance of these fish is affected when they are given a chance to stay in ponds that are deep, ponds that have been changed in one way or another. So the important thing about this project is that it enables us to see alternative ways of helping the situation, ensuring that our farmers are still able to produce fish in a relatively stable condition, as opposed to what is happening now, that when shallow ponds or ponds that are not well done, when a disease comes in, all fish just tend to get wiped out because they are all affected by this and they have no way of escape.
هذا المشروع يمثل نموذج للتميز في البحث العلمي التطبيقي، كما أن مخرجات هذا المشروع تمثل زيادة إنتاجية وجودة الأسماك في المزارع السمكية في محافظة كفر الشيخ.